MSC Cruises' largest ever ship for the US market has arrived in the form of the Grand MSC World America, and the family-friendly mega ship is now sailing from Miami, Florida. You're watching Popular Cruising and our comprehensive deck-by-deck tour and review of everything from its thrilling cliffhanger to the relaxing Aurea Spa. Starting up top and working our way down from Deck 20 is where we navigate the Harbour, MSC's first outdoor theme park, an extensive one at that, with a mix of included and paid attractions. On the port side of the ship, the Harbour consists of an included kiddie splash pad and mini water park complete with its own small water slide. And above all of that is a series of 4 complimentary main water slides, including 2 racers, a freefall drop one, and a virtual reality raft variety that altogether descends swiftly into a sinuous set of meandering paths before finishing at the base. But that's only a portion of the Harbour, as the tamer lighthouse play area and its short dry slide are also on hand for children to freely enjoy. Or for kids as they get older, the complimentary adventure trail is a fun ropes course, with several exciting zip runs to traverse. What you're probably most interested in, though, is the headline-grabbing cliffhanger dramatically cantilevered off the starboard side of the ship. This one does cost extra at $5 per ride, but everyone who's been on it says it's more thrilling than it may first appear. Just keep in mind that it has a rather restrictive weight limit of 264.5 pounds max per rider versus 400 at the lengthy free dry slide we'll come to next. If you're permitted to ride, you do get quite a unique view looking straight down at the sea, again 20 decks far below. Something else that everyone is allowed to do at no cost whatsoever is subscribe to our channel. If you haven't already done so, we please invite you to. And it's that aforementioned jaw drop slide that is more open to larger body types and weights, should you wish to quickly spiral down from Deck 20 all the way to Deck 8. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, continuing on Deck 20 is also the accompanying Harbour Bar and Bites, for paid beverages and complimentary snacks conveniently available right next to the action. Or just inside, should you prefer to escape any humidity, is the Box Bar, where an awesome MSC shipping container theme has me most excited. Besides views of the indoor MSC Sportplex, for included games or added cost bumper car rides. And not to be forgotten upstairs is the Lego Family Zone, for all ages plastic brick play. Forward on level 20 is also the MSC Gym, powered by Techno Gym, in a location that might instead be utilized by a midship observation lounge on other ships, thus making it a very scenic fitness center, complete with a side motion studio and large central array of exercise equipment. One oddity on this deck and the one below at the kids facility is the inability to cut through these venues to pass from the aft elevator bank and stairwell forward to the front of the ship. Strangely, you can only do so at lower levels at the main pool and below. Also on Deck 20 is the namesake Top 20 Exclusive Solarium, a sun deck reserved for Aurea guests, paying for the privilege of added privacy. Besides 2 whirlpools, there is a wide selection of loungers, as well as dedicated bar service, only interrupted some by the Botanic Garden Pool's Magrodome structure. But for the most seclusion beginning on Deck 19 is the MSC Yacht Club Ship Within a Ship multi-level complex of venues exclusively available to guests, paying for yacht club accommodations, which mind you can actually be accessed by booking an inside stateroom in the category at an exceptional value, from its own concierge to the only true forward-facing observation lounge on board, above which is additionally the ship's only signature Swarovski staircase, leading to a private restaurant, with plenty of panoramic windows looking out at the front of the vessel. In fact, not only is there an indoor dining venue, but also a private alfresco grill and bar, plus sun deck, bonus lanai, and a dedicated pool and whirlpool, among even more padded loungers. Meanwhile, also on Deck 19 is the upper portion of the ship's serene Botanic Garden area, with the partially covered pool and whirlpools below, and fun table games on this level being serviced by a conveniently located extra-cost bar. This is definitely where you would find me frequently relaxing in the shade with a cool beverage in hand. Or for the youngest on board, the aforementioned kids facility is again Doremiland on World America, the largest such children's club on any MSC ship at 10,000 plus square feet, divided up by age group, starting with the littlest, and moving on up to the line's partnership with LEGO at the Mini Club, and several other venues showcasing elaborate brickwork. As expected, as kids get older, the space then graduates to the likes of air hockey and chess in a cool submarine-themed area, no less, before finishing with additional table games and video games for tweens and teens. Again, weirdly without any pass-through to the outside from the central elevator and stair lobby. But for added pay fun, there is also the adjacent Hall of Games and Virtual Formula Racer, further situated along the inside here. An impressive feature of the ship is a double-decker complimentary buffet with La Brasserie, catering to level 19, with a wide selection of self-service breakfast, lunch, and dinner offerings throughout the day, and lots of seating to go around, some of which is even nicely outside surrounding the open-air promenade, as well as a neat glass-floored architectural bridge feature that come deck 18 at the secondary, and still included Il Mercato Buffet, has views down to said promenade below. And what's more, there's plenty of tables to accommodate everyone, even on busy days. And I must say, the food has been elevated since previous MSC ships, from morning meals to midday ones, with the line's sustained standout pizza, and dinners with exceptional pastas, tasty dumplings, and savory sautéed shrimp among the choices. And of course, that's only just the start of the culinary options on board, as around the pool, there's additionally the extra cost La Perla bar, and included La Boca grill with even more pizza, albeit a not as good deep dish variety, as well as pre-made burgers and fries. The pizza is still decent here, and I enjoyed the fries, but the burgers being prepared ahead of time are fine enough, but a little less appetizing with wilted lettuce. More appealing by comparison, though, is the Mar Azul pool itself, starting at its surrounding sun deck level, with flanking whirlpools available to everyone on board. And for a ship of this large size, it's great to see such an expansive pair of pools to take a dip in. And if the earlier watering hole was too far away at all, there's a second Mar Azul bar right here too. In either case, the central tranquil waters will cool you off in no time. Or if you're more like me seeking shade, a return to the Botanic Garden pool and its sizable side whirlpools is a must. I really love how MSC opened up this whole area to be contiguous with the main pool, and still offer a magradome that can enclose it all in inclement weather. And these caged hot tubs are only a bonus, as are several padded daybeds, which is precisely where I'd be. And if that's not enough on the pool side of things, World America also has an adult-only Zen Pool split on either side of the promenade opening at the stern. There's also some shade here, but overall it's sunnier for sure, unless you tuck into the bar area for a little solar retreat. And I do also love the padded areas that flank the pools themselves. Not to mention a sort of bridge of size-like carryover from MSC's Seaside class with another glass-floored perch high above for stunning views, all the way down to deck 8. Also accessible from panoramic elevators near the back. Before we descend all the way, it was on deck 12 that I resided in my cozy balcony stateroom. My teddy bear friends approve of the bedroom's overall long size and certainly comfy bedding. And as always, it's sure great to see nightstand storage capped off with the latest style USB-C charging port available at both sides. And the outdoor veranda, although less spacious, is still a wonderful feature. Just as a reminder, when you're ready to book your own MSC World America cruise, we recommend doing so through our sponsor Fairy Godmother Travel, who will magically take care of all your trip planning absolutely for free. To get your complimentary quote, just click the link right here, or follow the website, phone number, or email address below. Back inside opposite the sofa is also a long vanity desk, with additional electrical outlets, and another set of USB charging ports, 1C and 1A. And out from the center is a poof to sit on, as well as table but placed there. And at the end of the longer than average cabin sofa is a closet with extra drawer and shelf storage on one side, and shelf and hanging storage on the other. Staterooms require your keycard to be placed to turn on lights, and easy buttons illuminate Do Not Disturb and makeup room indicators outside. There are also handy hanging hooks inside and out from the bathroom, but because the bedroom is extra spacious, the bathroom itself is sadly quite a bit smaller. Believe it or not, there are actually greater margins around the toilet than on the Seaside series of ships, but not by much. And unfortunately, the shower and space to dry off outside are equally on the smaller side of what I expect from new builds these days. Heading the rest of the way down in the panoramic lifts next brings us to Deck 8, where off the stern is the World Promenade, looking a lot like the boardwalk area on Royal Caribbean's Oasis-class ships, also mostly mirroring the competition's dry slide attraction. But overall, this one does give off a nicer European street-style vibe. At night, as seen from yet another batch of scenic elevators, the promenade really comes to life with a vibrant display of dancing neon that the line refers to as a nightly tree lighting above the first of MSC's stellar live music offerings. The light really does play off the surface of the mirrored dry slide quite well, while glows elsewhere warmly illuminate the scene as street performers take to the stage for even more engagement. These talented aerialists elevate the entertainment, which as you'll soon see is only just beginning. And isn't this just the perfect advertisement for Omega and the ship's plethora of other retail shops? Speaking of which, there is plenty more to buy along the promenade, my favorite of which is the seriously impressive spread, available at Sweet Temptations. I mean, look at all you can get here, from elaborate milkshakes, donuts, plush toys, crepes and waffles, to bulk candies, frozen yogurt, and ice cream. And boy do I adore the Vinci brand of Italian premium gelato. The lanai outside is a great alfresco area to enjoy it in too. That is, if disgusting smoking wasn't permitted immediately across the way. But thankfully secondhand fumes can be escaped from by heading inside at the All-Star Sports Bar for extra cost snacks and drinks. In fact, it's very cool to see the same pour-your-own beer system that my home pub employs on board. Not to mention bar games like classic darts and tabletop shuffleboard. Or alternatively, for a complimentary eatery, Promenade Bites has you covered with the likes of cotton candy, flavored popcorn, hot dogs, pulled pork sliders, and even chicken or beef Jamaican patties. The latter of which I tried and thoroughly enjoyed. And as mentioned previously, there are several luxury retail stores to make purchases from along the outside promenade, and furthermore inside. So if you're looking for high-end watches or handbags, this is the place to be. The Promenade is also home to the first of MSC World America's specialty restaurants. Paxos serves up Mediterranean food, and I really hope to dine at this new eatery to fully review it and showcase its spread of fresh seafood and other courses. But alas, this small sampling was the only very good but lacking depth taste we got on our preview sailing. Elsewhere available to us though was the usually extra cost Coffee Emporium, where again our coffee of choice at home, Lavazza, is the onboard brewed Italian Java. This place is generally packed with patrons, so I went at night to capture it empty. And earlier in the day I enjoyed a lovely Mediterranean grilled cheese and olive sandwich, washed down with a Lavazza colada of iced coffee with rum, pineapple, and coconut, and an equally delightful cinnamon orange hot chocolate at another sitting. So far, that's only less than half of this deck's venues, before continuing inside at the upper level of the World Galleria, where, as you guessed it, there are even more shops, lounges, and restaurants. Beginning with the Fizz Champagne Bar. I don't know about you, but I could sure go for a glass of Veuve Clicquot right about now, drinking my household's preferred bubbly in the decidedly handsome setting. Or for something a little more exotic, the Elixir Mixology Bar is also an option to buy a creatively crafted cocktail from a venue that highlights the al fresco terrace that is also available to beverage connoisseurs or diners at the likes of Eataly. Sadly, this specialty restaurant was another we couldn't try, but having just recently been to the premium Italian eatery's location in Las Vegas, I can say it's a marvelous one to have on board, as its mirrored surfaces glisten and the stars and stripes animate its digital ceiling. The expansive Galleria next extends to the included Loft Comedy and Live Music Club. This popular spot fills in quickly, so be sure to arrive early to grab a seat at the often standing room only venue to catch a wonderful dueling piano set. Because as I said, it surely gets busy with engaged audiences, either for live tunes or amusing stand-up acts from Harris Stanton or other hilarious guest comedians. Proving that there truly is no shortage of watering holes on the ship is another double-decker venue shared by the Gin Project upstairs and the Masters of the Sea Pub downstairs. And both levels are inviting to fans of gin and beer alike. There's even a pool table for billiard players on the upper deck, and spanning the entire height are giant vats where 3 varieties of house beer are brewed right on board. Since I don't personally care for IPAs nor light beers, my favorite oceanic brew is the tasty America Pils, and it just so happens that some of the ship's best live music is staged here in the evening, from not one but 2 ace electric guitarists that should not be missed, costing extra like the MSC Yacht Club to occupy our Aurea Spa category cabins that once paid for include Les Dunes Restaurant. And further fleshing out Deck 8 at the front of the ship is the equally appropriate spa-adjacent Zest Juice Bar. The extra cost blended fruit concoctions are very fresh, but the Very Berry protein shake was not quite as flavorful as I was expecting. Then that leaves the MSC Aurea Spa itself nestled in the bow, where I was greeted by a welcoming reception area and very warm and friendly staff that toured me around the facility's lengthy salon, and inviting relaxation area. Of course, a wide variety of private rooms are available for paid massages and other body treatments, but it was my 1-hour thermal suite pass that granted me access to the spa's sublime hydrotherapy pool, complete with warm rain curtain and underwater recliners. I also briefly enjoyed the traditional heated tile loungers, before submerging in the pool, surrounded by thematic temple-style paraphernalia, and fully jetted for further relief. Rounding out the amenities are also several aromatic experience showers, which are always a fave of mine, as well as a traditional steam room and 2 dry saunas, each set at different temperatures. A salt room even has more in the way of heated tile loungers, as does another room for rest and relaxation, plus even more ways to alternate between hot and cold. like these interesting foot baths to step into one after the other. Or as my lovely tour guide pointed out I might like the most, given I was sweating at the time, is a delightful snow room. And kudos also to her who pleasantly surprised me with a cup of cold water and chilled towel before I left. Next on Deck 7, as a sort of continuation of the spa, is the Gentleman's Barber, aptly just down from the pub, with a perfect pass-through window to serve a beer while getting a haircut and shave. The venue is an awesome throwback to another time, across from which is a more modern digital billboard of sorts, advertising other fun activities in the Luna Park area still to come. Before then though, let's explore some more specialty dining at MSC's reprised Hola Tacos and Cantina for yummy Mexican food. Besides tequilas and margaritas are also classic courses that again were only available to sample, but at least in a greater variety better showcasing the restaurant's culinary excellence. But not serving any samples this time around was the Butcher's Cut Steakhouse on the opposite side. Still, the rugged atmosphere just beckons diners to stop by and enjoy such displayed cuts of prime meats as these monstrous T-bones. Also teasing us with its flavors were samplers from Kato's Sushi Bar and Teppanyaki, where both a raw line and set of grill stations await guests to ingest exceptional sashimi, rolls, and more. And featuring its philanthropic division is the MSC Foundation alcove, freely showcasing its eco-friendly efforts while displaying a visually engaging social media feed, and also accepting donations for logo items. Or for other logo and ship branded items, the MSC Shop sells an even wider variety, naturally including Lego sets and even Playmobil toys. It's also just on the other side that guests can discover the ship's hub photo and digital shop for purchasing images as well as other photo gear throughout the cruise. And the genuine Vespa happens to make for a perfect photo op too. Farther back on this level is the MSC Signature Casino, and I must applaud the space for keeping its smoking section contained to a small glassed-in corner, with the vast majority of the floor open to non-smokers, that is versus the opposite ratio common on too many competing ships. And last but not least, at least on Deck 7, is the first in a trio of entertainment showcases at the Panorama Lounge. By offering such an enclosed theater at the stern, performances therein are ideally all-weather by nature, including a seriously cool LED screen floor. When the drapes are closed, Queen Symphonic is one of the shows staged with a live band, singers, and dancers, backed by a pre-recorded, full symphony orchestra that is neatly projected behind. The high-energy show is a must-see for its combination of elements that further extend to captivating aerialists. I only wish to return to see the venue's other show that highlights my beloved film scores and soundtracks, which was not yet running. Just below on Deck 6 is the first of several included main dining rooms, with the Bubbles restaurant actually wrapping around the contours of the Panorama Lounge theater seating above. Or just in front is another set of MDRs, Hexagon Restaurant and Esagono, meaning hexagon and Italian restaurant. Both spaces identically mirror each other, only divided by an expansive wine bottle display-flanked hallway. We only dined here on one night in celebration of the ship's christening, and its delicious dishes for the event were a succulent appetizer of Maryland crab cake, hearty entree of surf and turf, and a chocolatey dessert. In front of the 3 of 4 MDRs is then a great opportunity to highlight the full length of the World Galleria and its stylish European aesthetic and cool digital ceiling, mimicking sea creatures under the sea, all in support of American comfort. And while again it was off limits to us on this particular sailing, I'm told it's through this old school British phone booth that one might access a secretive speakeasy on regular sailings. Deck 6 is also where the main world reception desk and one of the shore excursions kiosks are located for guest services as needed. And on the flip side is another paid Dolce Vita bar that gets even busier when live music is being performed. Interestingly, most tunes that are performed live here are further pumped through the Galleria's PA system to spread the music around. Otherwise, a cool DJ may spin some beats, while a talented painter creates on the very spot. And yes, there are indeed even more boutiques and shops on this level, to infill the rest with everything from designer clothing to perfumes and sunglasses. But if you're asking me, there is one store that is my particular favorite, and that is the Jean-Philippe Chocolat and Café. For buying all kinds of confections and more in the way of actively churning gelato. This super refreshing lemon one, topped with sweet strawberries no less, was hands down one of the best I've ever had. And should I want another, the place to ensure a return visit is the MSC Future Cruise desk next door to book a full sailing on World America, and indeed I am itching to come back. But until then, I can still share the Luna Park area I mentioned previously with its paid games arcade that stretches across the way to remarkably another place for pizza on board. The pizza and burger venue is yet one more to freely grab both comfort foods, and the varieties here do differ some from those above. Among even more games, this time retro pinball ones, are more gourmet slices, and even more creative takes on cheeseburgers. The result is still some of the best shipboard pies, and better if not mind-blowing burgers. It's the included World Theater that hosts the ship's headlining shows and the vessel naming ceremony we attended, and I must give a shout out to several seats here that are wider for passengers of size. MSC's Super Bowl commercial with Orlando Bloom and Drew Barrymore, representing World America's European style and American comfort, opened the christening ceremony before the two celebrities took to the stage in person. And since Drew is the ship's godmother, she was there to officially name the vessel and release a bottle of champagne, ceremonially crashing on her hull. The film may be controversial, but Dirty Dancing in concert is a very clever way of screening the movie with all of its music, even the score recreated live with dancing during its entire matinee runtime. Should you wish to see only the highlights from the film, including the famed jump though, a second, shorter evening performance sticks to just the timeless hits in 1980s style. The musicians are undoubtedly top-notch, as are the singers and dancers, memorably establishing MSC as a growing contender in the cruise entertainment space. What's especially interesting about this particular ship is how the line has departed from its usual universal any-language theatrical approach to lean into English-first performances. And given multiple stage placements, audience members can be sure to get very close to all the kinetic action. And the final third show lounge is the hybrid MSC Luna Park Arena, where bleachers can deploy down to Deck 5 or tuck away to make for a party dance floor. It was here that we got a look at some of the more family-friendly entertainment, including the Lego parade that is typically brought out at the World Galleria. Seeing it here was actually a great way to capture the full complement of fun characters in a single shot though. And indeed, everything is awesome. That only leaves the rest of Deck 5, where the fourth and final La Folia restaurant resides, making each a quieter, intimate venue in lieu of mega main dining rooms. So what are our final pros and cons? What we disliked as pains in the aft are the still tighter than average for a new build cabin bathrooms and showers, restrictive weight limits for the cliffhanger ride, and weird lack of pass-throughs on several upper decks. But what we especially liked, and can take a bow, are the smoking abatement efforts at least found in the casino, world-class collection of bars and restaurants, and ever-improving entertainment and continued live music excellence. Thanks so much for watching. If you would, as it really does help support us, please like this video with a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and watch our other ones while you're at it.